we're going to do is talk about where on the mouthpiece we need to put our mouth. So I just have a little piece of paper here, nice and simple, and I still have my mouthpiece and neck. What I'm going to do is there's a little space between your reed and your mouthpiece. I'm going to gently slide this piece of paper between the two. And you can see it probably only went down about maybe a quarter of the way. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put my thumb right where that paper ends. That's how much mouthpiece I want in my mouth. You can also do this from the top too, if you want to put your pointer where the paper ends. If I take the paper out, I'm going to take my top teeth, put them on the top of the mouthpiece. I'm going to take my bottom lip and curl it over my teeth, just like an old grandmother. And I'm going to put the mouthpiece gently in between my teeth, my lip rather, and the top of my teeth. Now, if I do that, a whole bunch of air comes out in my corners. So what we want to do is think of the corners of our mouth almost like a sweatshirt when you pull the strings and it goes. We want to think of our corners as right around the mouthpiece, almost like we're tightening just around the mouthpiece. So if I do this, top teeth, bottom lip, and then tighten my corners, if I simply push air through the mouthpiece, it should make a sound. And I have my lip bumping into my fingers as a bumper, because that's how much mouthpiece I want. I made a sound. Same thing. I have my bottom lip bumping into my thumb as a bumper. You can have one or the other, or you can have both like I have. Either way, we don't want to completely swallow the mouthpiece. That's a yucky sound. Or it's not a party favor. So we only want to take a little bit of the mouthpiece, and we want to make sure that our corners are nice and firm. Top teeth are on the mouthpiece at all times. Bottom lip is gently resting against the bottom of the reed. If you're doing everything right and it's still not making a sound, it's probably because you're crunching the reed into the bottom of the mouthpiece. This reed is what's vibrating and making the sound. So we want to have our bottom lip very gently against it. I'll do it one more time for you. Top teeth on the mouthpiece. Bottom lip just almost as like a cushion for the reed. And then close my corners. And that's the sound we want. If you can do this, great. If this is not happening, a lot of times the reed is hard to use the very first time. So I would suggest you go back a couple of steps, take the reed off, and I'll do it with you right now. Gently slide the ligature off. Take the reed and leave it in your mouth for a couple minutes. Get it really nice and wet. Feel free to press pause. I promise I'm not going anywhere without you. And when you're ready and you think it's nice and wet, we'll do the same thing. We'll line our reed up on our mouthpiece. This is the hardest part. So we want to get it nice and level. And you can see, nice and level, just a little bit of black showing. Gently take my ligature, slide it down. If I, by accident, put my ligature upside down, it won't go down any further than that because it's upside down. And you'll see that it's kind of shaped, it's not quite cylindrical. It has an open end and a closed end. So if this is what's happening, flip your ligature over and gently try the other way. Magic, it went all the way down. That's what I want. I want a little bit of reed out the bottom, a little bit of mouthpiece out the top. You can see better from this angle. And then I'll just gently twist just until it's tight. If I keep twisting forever and ever, I might snap off one of the screws here. We don't want to do that. Nice and gentle. Now if I do it again, I'll put my lip, use my piece of paper. See my spot. Put my finger where the spot is. And top teeth, bottom lip, corners. If you don't take enough mouthpiece, it's very hard to get a sound. So you may have to put a little more mouthpiece in your mouth. If you have too much, like we said, party favor, yucky, we don't want to sound like that. This is not a foghorn, this is a saxophone.